Hey there. Today, I am going to take you on a journey unlike anything you have ever imagined. This is the story of a planet where human beings never existed. Not a single one.
No cave dweller ever struck flint. No hand ever planted a seed. No brick was ever laid. No engine ever roared to life. Just nature, raw and untamed, running on its own ancient clock for 4.5 billion years. So take a breath, settle in, and let us walk together through a world that never knew our name. First, look up. The sky. If humans had never drawn breath,
The sky above you would look nothing like what you see today. Right now, carbon dioxide in our atmosphere sits at roughly 425 parts per million. Without us, it would hover around 270, maybe 280, locked in a steady, natural rhythm. The consequence is staggering. No smog, no haze, no particulate matter choking the horizon. The sky would be a deep, piercing blue, the kind you might see once in a lifetime on the clearest mountain peak. Except it would look like that every single day, everywhere on Earth. And at night, at night, the stars would pour down like spilled silver. The Milky Way would stretch across the heavens so vividly that you could read by its glow. No contrails, no satellites blinking, no light pollution drowning out the cosmos. Just the moon, the stars, and the infinite, humbling dark. And the temperature. Today, our planet runs about 2.25 degrees Fahrenheit hotter than its natural baseline because of greenhouse gases we have pumped into the air. Without humans, that extra heat never materializes.
the Arctic ice cap would be vastly thicker, stretching further south. Greenland and Antarctica would hold their ice sheets like ancient fortresses, unmelting, unmolested. Sea levels would sit several feet lower than they do now. The ozone layer would remain perfectly intact, sealed, unbroken, because no factory ever synthesized a single chlorofluorocarbon molecule. Now, bring your eyes down. Look at the land. And this is where the picture gets truly breathtaking. Today, roughly 31% of Earth is covered by forests, and that number shrinks every year. Without humans, that figure climbs to 60, maybe 70%. Picture the entire continent of Europe smothered in dense oak, beech, and pine forests. No French wheat fields, no German autobahns, no Italian vineyards. Just endless, unbroken green stretching to every horizon. The Amazon rainforest would be twice as thick, twice as wild, untouched by a single chainsaw. The Great Plains of North America would ripple with tall grass prairie, not a single cornstalk in sight. The Pacific Northwest would be a cathedral of ancient redwoods and Douglas firs, some 3,000 years old, standing as they always had.
Think about the soil beneath all that green. Our ground today is laced with pesticides, synthetic fertilizers, heavy metals, microplastics. Without humans, the soil would be pure, rich, teeming with life. Billions of earthworms, fungi networks stretching for miles, microscopic organisms cycling nutrients in an unbroken chain millions of years old. Dirt so alive, you could almost hear it breathe. And now, the part that will truly grip your imagination. The animals. Roughly 10 to 50,000 years ago, as humans spread across every continent, a catastrophic wave of extinction swept the globe. Scientists call it the megafauna die-off. Enormous creatures that had roamed this planet for millions of years vanished, largely because of our ancestors' hunting and habitat destruction. Without humans, many of them would still be here. Close your eyes and picture it. The frozen plains of Siberia and northern Canada, herds of woolly mammoths shuffling through the snow, their shaggy coats rippling in the wind, their great curved tusks sweeping aside drifts to reach the grass beneath. In South America, giant ground sloths, creatures the size of a 2-story house, lumbering through forests, stripping leaves from the highest branches. In North America, the saber-toothed cat, Smilodon, crouching low in the tall grass, those terrifying 8-inch canine teeth gleaming before the strike. Across Europe and Asia, the Irish elk, a deer with antlers spanning 12 feet tip to tip, strutting through misty clearings like a king surveying his domain. And the birds. On the island of Mauritius, the dodo would still waddle through the underbrush, plump and fearless, because no sailor ever stepped ashore with a club. In New Zealand, the moa, a flightless bird standing 12 feet tall, would still stalk through fern forests. In Australia, giant kangaroos, twice the size of any living species, would still bound across the Outback. All of them gone because of us. Without us, all of them alive. The oceans would be unrecognizable. Today, the seas hold over 330 billion pounds of plastic debris. Without humans, not a single fragment. The water would be crystal clear from surface to abyss. Blue whales, of which only 10 to 25,000 remain today, would number in the millions. Their songs would echo across entire ocean basins. Coral reefs, the Great Barrier Reef, the reefs of the Caribbean, the atolls of the Pacific, all of them vibrant, colorful, thriving, untouched by bleaching, untouched by chemical runoff. Schools of fish so dense they would darken the water like living storm clouds. No trawling nets scraping the seafloor, no oil slicks, no dead zones. And the rivers. The Mississippi would run free from source to delta. No levees, no dams, no concrete channels. The Colorado would carve its canyons without a single reservoir holding it back. Salmon would thunder upriver in numbers so vast the water would churn silver. Every river, every stream, every creek, clean, cold, and wild. No sewage, no industrial discharge, no agricultural runoff turning the Gulf of Mexico into a lifeless zone the size of New Jersey. Here is something people rarely consider: the animals that would never exist at all. Today, there are roughly 900 million dogs on Earth, 1.5 billion cows, 25 billion chickens. Every single one of them is a product of human selective breeding over thousands of years. Without humans, no dogs. Wolves would still hunt in packs through the forests of Yellowstone, through the taiga of Russia, through the highlands of Scotland. No house cats, no dairy cattle, no barnyard chickens. Their wild ancestors, the aurochs, the red jungle fowl, the wildcat, would still occupy their ancient territories, undisturbed, unmodified, free. Fire, too, would be different. Humans harnessed flame hundreds of thousands of years ago and have been reshaping landscapes with it ever since, clearing forests for farmland, driving game, burning grasslands. Without us, fire would come only from lightning. Natural fire cycles would still operate because some ecosystems need occasional burns to regenerate. Some seeds only germinate after a blaze, but the scale would be smaller, slower, self-correcting. No mega fires fed by climate change and decades of mismanaged forestry. Just the old rhythm: strike, burn, regrow, repeat. Seasons would follow their ancient patterns. Rain would fall, rivers would swell, snow would blanket the northern latitudes for months. But no cities would flood, because there would be no cities. Water would soak into the earth, replenish aquifers, feed the roots of 1 trillion trees. The water cycle, unbroken, uninterrupted, as it had been since the first raindrop fell 4 billion years ago. The carbon cycle would hum in perfect balance. Forests breathing in carbon dioxide, animals breathing it back out, oceans absorbing and releasing in a slow, steady exchange. No fossil fuels dragged from the ground and burned. No ancient carbon released into a modern sky. The balance holds. The balance has always held, until we tipped it. Now, let us push time forward, millions of years. Evolution never pauses. Without humans, new species would emerge. Old ones would shift. Perhaps in 5 million years, a new apex predator rises from some unexpected lineage. Perhaps a different branch of primates develops intelligence. Or perhaps intelligence never evolves again. Evolution has no destination, no agenda, no promise that anything will ever think the way we do. The planet simply turns, and life adapts, or it does not. Tens of millions of years out, the continents drift, mountains rise, oceans open and close. In roughly 250 million years, the land masses may collide again into a new supercontinent, a future Pangea. Rivers reroute, deserts bloom, forests retreat. All of it indifferent to whether we ever existed. The Earth has its own deep time, its own slow heartbeat, and we are barely a flicker within it. And in the very long run, billions of years from now, the sun ages. In about 1 billion years, its luminosity increases enough to boil Earth's oceans. In 5 billion years, it swells into a red giant and swallows the inner planets. That ending is written regardless. With or without us, the sun will have its final act. The Earth's story has a last page either way. So, there it is. The world that never knew us. Green, blue, wild, balanced. Mammoths grazing, dodos waddling, whales singing in the deep, forests breathing, rivers running, stars blazing in a sky no one is watching. No cities, no highways, no smoke, no noise. Just the ancient, endless, magnificent music of a living planet, playing to an audience of no one. This story is not meant to make you feel guilty. It is meant to make you understand, to show you what the default looks like and what we changed by arriving. And here is the most important part. It is not too late. The Earth is resilient. It is patient. It can heal. If we change course today, if we protect what remains, if we step back and let the wild breathe, nature can recover in thousands of years. The choice is ours. It has always been ours. This planet does not belong to us, my friends. We belong to it. Thank you.